up here, y'all, so I apologize. Let's see if we can get it decent. I am a little under the weather from my last trip, so I'm going to keep this video a little bit shorter than I originally planned on, but I felt obligated to get on here and at least give you all some details since I made that post, and so many of you were so positively responsive to it. So I am indeed considering doing another tour off the motorcycle, long distance. I think it'll be about 4 months, maybe that'll be a little more or less, I don't know, but it would hit 120 Harley Davidson dealerships across America, in honor of our veterans. We would raise money for veterans. My target would be $500,000. I would be dedicating, like I said, about 4 months of my life to riding every single day, doing meet and greets and joining with people at dealerships around the country. And we would do 120 dealers for Harley Davidson's 120th anniversary. So Harley Davidson's been around this year 120 years. And so this would be kind of a way to honor the history of Harley Davidson, and also a way to give back to our veterans in a big way. Full Throttle Hog, just do it. What's up? How you doing, buddy? Sorry, I'm gonna miss our meeting after this, man. I'm just not feeling good. I'm not real sharp, and I don't want to be in that meeting. So I'm gonna recap it. So make sure you guys record it. Skinner, how's it going, man? Good to see you on. Joe, it sounds like a fun time. Scott, welcome. Tudor, hey, how you doing, Tudor? I love you. So listen, Scooter would be proud. Yeah, that's one of the hardships of this thing, is doing it without Scooter just kind of feels awkward to me. Although if I scheduled it out long enough and didn't do too many stops in a day. One of my biggest challenges in the first tour was doing so many stops in a day, right? Sometimes, 702 dealer stops. And sometimes I would have to do 2 or 3 in a day, and it made it to where I wasn't able to find any of the local culture or do any of the local rides, or really do anything besides ride to dealerships, meet with people, raise money, and ride to the next dealership until I went to sleep and wake up in the morning, and I'd have to go immediately the next morning. So if I did it like that, it'd make it a little bit difficult. But if I did it maybe fewer, 1 or 2 dealership tours a day, then I would have time to maybe visit some animal shelters and maybe look at rescuing a dog while I'm on the road. I think that would be really cool, because I would really enjoy having a riding companion with me on this. But again, that's a lot of logistics that I haven't gone through. And you guys, some of these notes are coming in so fast. So please, if I don't read yours, just resend it, and hopefully I'll catch it when it comes through. John, yeah, I just read that. Yeah, I think it would be cool. I think that would be a lot of fun. It is, and if you're just joining me, guys, I'm a little under the weather, so please understand if my energy's not all the way up. I really debated on doing a post and postponing this live, but I thought with all the engagement and all the people who wrote and commented and liked on my post about this tour, I kind of owed it to y'all to kind of get online and do this. So I just kind of want to talk to you about my ideas. Nothing's in stone yet. I haven't committed to doing it yet. I'm considering doing it. And this is a way for me to see if I should do it or not. If I can raise a substantial amount of money for our veterans, and I can get people to join in to help do that, then I am probably going to do this. But it's some big sacrifices on my end. As you all know, I'm recently married. I've got a beautiful wife, and I've got a young boy that I'm helping to raise, and I've got a campground here, and I'm looking to do another campground. And so that would mean leaving all of that behind for 3 to 4 months, getting on the road. And, I've been in a couple accidents now. So there's always that, on a trip this big where you can become fatigued. It raises the possibility of an accident. I've been blessed in the past. My friends, the Law Tigers, have been there to kind of watch over me and take care of me. When I got hit by that last lady, she had no insurance. I didn't have any insurance. I didn't even know what underinsured or uninsured motorist insurance was. So there's no way for me to get compensated for my injuries, or even my motorcycle for that matter. Well, I think my motorcycle had insurance on it, but they were going to total it. But I didn't have any health insurance. And Law Tigers really helped me out in that bad situation. So, um, you know, that's good to know that I've got them, but heaven forbid something happen. I've got a family here waiting on me, and that's a risk. Spending that much time away from them is difficult. I'm sure. It's nothing new for Ashley and I. We dated for several years while I lived on the road full time. So I'm sure 4 months we could probably wing it and she'd come out and visit me. But that gets expensive for plane flights and hotels and all that stuff. So these are all things to consider. Um, but if I thought that I had a big enough support group and a big enough following and that I could raise enough money for our veterans, I would probably do it. Adam would love to see the riding videos again. That's what got me hooked. Yeah, Paul, I agree, man. I love the riding videos. I love doing it. Um, and I know that my channel has been a bit more diverse lately, but I like that. I like being able to share all the things I'm passionate about and share my life rather than just motorcycles. I see some channels out there and they're just motorcycle channels, and that's wonderful. But mine's more a documentation of my life. It's just kind of evolved. Well, I wouldn't do a collection or a GoFundMe for expenses, Justin. I really appreciate your willingness to do something like that or put something like that together. I wouldn't look for funding from the people. I mean, of course, if you go to my website and you get my T-shirts, this is my original Drifter T-shirt. They're all vintage style. Kind of baggy in the belly, a little tighter in the arms. You get stuff like that, or my hats, or my, any of my gear, or anything off my website. Certainly that helps me, and that's probably how I would fund it, just off of my merchandise sales, and then hopefully some sponsors. Maybe I get Law Tigers. I work with Legend Suspension. I would definitely want to have their suspension on whatever ride I took on a trip like this. So I might be able to work with some sponsors or something to help fund it. And other than that, I'll just fund it myself out of the campground. That's not the biggest concern. The biggest concern is if I'm going to commit to this and I'm going to put this time to the road and I'm going to put this time to the video production of putting this time to the road, I just want to make sure that I'm able to make an impact. And I want to make sure that enough people are going to show up at these dealers and ride with me from dealer to dealer. That would kind of be my thought process. Ginger, I see you writing about the Warhorse. I'll touch on that next for you. Make sure pull over majority of the print on the back. When I ride, nobody. Yeah, man, I'll make some stuff with the stuff on the back. If I do this trip, I'll make a specific hoodie just for the trip. How about that, with some stuff on the back? But that's a good point. I know I need to do more of that. I get that a lot. I do have some of my shirts out now with prints on the back. You can check my website, but we're getting off topic. The thing would be to make a big impact. The thing would be to be able to, my goal would be to raise $500,000 for a veterans charity. I have not decided what charity yet. I did tell Harley Davidson corporate about this. If they want to get involved and help, and they asked what I would want from them, and I told them that I'd want like maybe rights to put a Harley Davidson logo on a T-shirt, and then a lot of media publicity. Help me promote this, help get people to show up, help raise money. And chances are, I think they work with Wounded Warrior Projects. So if I did partner with Harley Davidson corporate on this, it would probably be a Wounded Warrior Project fundraiser, which I'm perfectly fine with. I've met so many wonderful people that have had so much help from that company, from that charity, that it really is good. I know they had some struggles along the way, but everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes, and they've made good decisions to right their mistakes. And I think that they're a phenomenal charity, and I do support them and endorse them. The people they got running that place really, really are out there to help veterans. So that's good. If I don't collab with corporate Harley and I just work between me and the dealers, which frankly is how the first tour went, right? I didn't have any corporate sponsorship or nothing like that. I funded the whole thing on my own. As I grew, companies started helping me, but I just funded it myself and just did it myself. On my old 1996 Electric Glide Standard, the Warhorse you'll hear people talk about. And, I got that thing serviced before I went on that last trip, and they told me I wasn't going to make it over to Tampa Bridge. And they were wrong. I made it like 40 miles past the Tampa Bridge before it broke down, and we had to start fixing it. So, but that, it is what it is. So if I didn't partner with corporate, I would probably, if they didn't get behind me or stand behind me on this mission, then I would probably choose one or two other motorcycle related charities or veteran related charities to donate to. A lot of people, sometimes don't understand when I do these things. I don't Um, I don't I don't own, I'm not a charity, okay? I am a spokesman for charities. So I'll team up with Wounded Warrior Project or Combat Vets Motorcycle Association or Christian Motorcycle Association or the American Legion, or another charity, and I will be a spokesman for them. I will go out and raise money for them, but it's never my money. It never comes to me. It goes to them, and it's all documented, and they vet me obviously pretty heavily. When you're doing stuff like this, they don't just partner up with anybody. So um, it's one of those things where it's a big commitment. It's a big commitment on my family. It's a big commitment on my businesses. It's a big commitment on my time. Dedicating 4 months to going out and doing this is a big thing. So I'm not 100% in. I'm not saying I'm 100% in. I'm saying I'm looking at the possibility of doing it. VFWs would be another good one. I support VFW 100%. Absolutely. I just saw your message come across there. So to recap, for anybody just joining in, I'm a little under the weather, so please don't judge me for being a little slow or a little sluggish. I'm not real sharp right now. I'm on some Dayquil and medicine, and I'm not all there. But I feel like I owed this conversation to y'all. So please understand my tone or my energy levels not all up. I'm just not as sharp as I normally would be. So if I bounce around a little bit as well, I apologize. Motorcycle. What motorcycle are I? And I see a lot of people making comments on there like, oh, the BMW or this, that. Listen, if I do this thing, I would only do it on a Harley Davidson. I would not do it on any other motorcycle. That's ridiculous to think. I would do this to help the Harley Davidson dealerships. I would do this to help Harley Davidson as a company gain exposure and people to see the epic road trips you can do with Harley Davidson. I would do this to honor their 120th year anniversary, and I would do this for our veterans. So I would definitely take a Harley Davidson. What Harley I'll take, I have not yet decided. Currently, my Warhorse, it's like I said earlier, a 1996 Electric Glide Standard, is sitting in Fort Worth, Texas, at my friend Rusty's from D&D Exhaust. And the last time I saw it, if you're on my Instagram, you can go look. I did a little reel there with it. The motor was out, the cases were split. It was completely torn apart. So whether that thing will be roadworthy or not is still an unknown. And of course, a lot of that will depend on when I leave, which is also an unknown. So there's a lot of unknowns here that we're just kind of working through and looking at and seeing, what we could make work, what would make the most sense. Ending it at the 120th anniversary. We've talked about starting it at the 120th anniversary party in Milwaukee. We've talked about starting it in Sturgis. We've talked several different ways about the way it could go. So that will depend some on the motorcycle, whether the motorcycle can be done or not, my Warhorse. If the downside of the Warhorse is there's no cruise control, and I am in the next month probably getting a neck surgery because I've got some issues with my hand. So that could play a role depending on how I heal up from all that. And they don't know if I'll get all my function back in my throttle hand. If I don't, cruise control may be a necessity for a ride this big. If I can ride the Warhorse and it's put together and I do ride the Warhorse, then I'm totally cool with that. Otherwise, I have the option of asking Ashley to let me ride her Road King Special with the FXRT fairing on it. That bike would definitely be an adequate bike for this trip. It's already got Legend suspension. It's already got D&D exhaust. It's already tuned. I mean, it's set up for a road trip. If she didn't want to let me take her bike, the only other Harley I have right now is my Sportster build. Obviously, that would not be capable, so then I would have to look at picking up another Harley Davidson to build out and ride. So those are kind of my three options: pick up a Harley Davidson to build out and ride Ashley's, who's my wife, if you don't know, or possibly on my Warhorse, depending on how some things go there. We talked a little bit earlier, if you're just tuning in, about Scooter and how he's not with me anymore, and that makes it a little awkward for me. And how my last tour, I rode, 2-3 dealers a day every day, and it never gave me time to do anything outside of riding. I'd wake up and ride to a dealer. I'd do a meet and greet at that dealer. People would join me. I'd ride to the next dealer. I'd do a meet and greet there. People would join me, and so on and so on. So what if I slowed it down a little bit this year, I'd be able to maybe visit some animal shelters and things like that along the way, which would be kind of cool. I would enjoy that if nothing else. These are all just ideas, and this is how processes like this start, right? You just start. Normally, I wouldn't be doing it publicly. This would be conversation I'd be having with my friends, family, business associates. But this time I figured I'd do it publicly with y'all. The theory would be Forrest Gump, I think. I would arrive at a dealer at a set time. People would meet me at that dealership. We'd hang out for X amount of time, and then we'd all ride together to the next dealership. And then people could come in and drop off as they could get their time away. So that's kind of the thought process on it, and then they would be able to donate to ride with me from dealer to dealer, and they would donate to whatever select charity we worked with. So I know I saw a lot of stuff come up. I wasn't able to read because I was too busy jabbing. So Weston, what's up? I'll read some of your comments now. If you guys got some questions, shoot them out. I would definitely be down to ride with you if you came to a dealer near me. Right on, John. John Porter, thank you. You might have to take a little road trip to meet me, but hopefully you should find a Native American rider and ride with him to go on a trip. Teo, mine, thank you, man. That's a good idea. They have cruise control that you can add to any Harley. Yeah, but the cruise controls that go on those old Evos, they're not any good. They're junk. I've gone through like 4 of them. Tano says he'd like to join between dealers. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to read you here. The Warhorse seat has been shot. That seat was shot before I even got the bike. In fact, on the trip, and this is coming from S. Defile, on the trip to every Harley Davidson dealership, it was 702 dealers. Okay, it was like an 88,000 mile road trip. About 10, 20,000 miles in, people were trying to that saw my seat were trying to hook me up with new seats because they're like, dude, the seat's brutally bad. And it just became a challenge. So I just crushed it on that seat. I don't know if I would be stubborn and continue on that seat, or if I would put a new seat on the Warhorse. I don't know the answer to that yet. Okay, let's see here. What else we got? Maybe do the trip in smaller chunks. Zozo Shep says, yeah, that's an idea, but that's not my jam, man. I mean, if people are going to get behind this and we're going to raise $500,000, you can't raise a lot of money doing average stuff. You got to push it. You know what I mean? You got to push the envelope. You got to go bigger and better and over and beyond. And to live off the back of a motorcycle for 4 months straight, riding every single day, constantly on the move. It's one thing to live off a motorcycle and set up shop and stay for a few days and then float to the next place and stay for a few days and float to the next place in a week. It's another thing to wake up every morning, no matter what Mother Nature is doing. I'm sitting here on this live stream right now. I'm a little under the weather. I'm a little sick here, but I'm still doing a live stream. Same thing when you're riding, man. You got to ride every day, no matter how good you feel, no matter how bad you feel. No matter. I mean, obviously there's some exception there. I mean, if I was in a hospital or something, but you got to grind, you got to go. And that, I think, is what makes it special. And I think that is what creates the people watching to see if I'm going to make it or not, Mike, we just talked about another dog a little bit twice already. So if you want to go back and watch this from the beginning, you can touch on that, but I'm not going to hit that again. Doing 48, 21 road glide. I think you like to go. If it's doing a 48 road trip on my 21 road glide, what was your general area? Okay, so my process would be 120 dealers in every state. So not 120 in each state, but in every state. So I'd hit all the 48 states. I'd hit at least one dealer in every state across the country. So it'd probably bring me coast to coast 4 times, north to south probably 3. And I'd hit one dealer in every single state. And some states would have 2, and maybe some would even have 3. But I'd hit one dealer in every single state, 120 dealer stops, raising money for veterans at every stop, and inviting riders to join with me at each stop. And just crushing it, man, straight through. See you in Little Rock. All right. So here's where if y'all want to get involved, you can, and you've got a dealership. that's local to you that you want on my list. Because, last time I did it was 107 two. Man, see, I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little sick here today, so I'm not as sharp. Last time it was 702 Harley Davidson dealerships. This time it's 120. So I'm not going to be hitting them all. So if you want the dealership in your state to be one of the dealers that I put on the 120 list, reach out to their marketing department, reach out to their general managers, tell them what I'm doing, share this information with them, and have them contact me to get on this list. Even if I work with corporate Harley, they really don't get involved with stuff like this from my experience because it can show favoritism from one dealer to the next. So it really is going to be up to which dealerships want to work with me. If they want to work with me and they're going to put in the effort and they're going to help me promote this thing and help me raise the money, and they want to be a part of making a difference in 2023 for a bunch of veterans, I mean, heck, if all 120 dealers became very involved, we could maybe raise $1 million on a campaign like this. So if you want me to stop at your dealer, reach out to your dealer's marketing director. If they don't have one, hit the GM up, and be persistent. I mean, they got a lot on their plates. A lot of people are offering them and talking to them about different deals. You got to be persistent, and you got to get in front of them, and you got to just tell them, hey, listen, this thing's going to go down. It's going to be awesome. There's going to be a lot of internet exposure for their dealerships when I stop, a lot of promoting across my channels for their dealerships. It's going to drive people to their dealerships. They're going to get door swings and traffic, and it's good for their dealership. It's good for our country. If they want to get involved, have them contact me on my website directly from the dealership, because it's crucial that these dealerships work with us. Last one, like I said, 702 dealers, but I probably had 100 of them didn't work with us. You know what I mean? It didn't do anything with us, and it showed. We raised less money. So I want this to be 120 dealers who really care about making a difference. They will be strictly Harley Davidson dealerships, Nick. That's a good question. They will be strictly Harley Davidson dealerships. It's Harley Davidson's anniversary, 120 years. So I want to honor them as well as our heroes. So I really want to do strictly Harley Davidson dealerships. And if you're just tuning in, I don't have any real alignment with corporate at this point. I have written out to them and told them I'm considering doing this and asked them if they'd like to get involved and support me in this mission. My last one, they did not support me at all. I got no assistance from them. And so, if they want to get involved in this one, great. If it helps us raise more money and they can help share it across their national channels, phenomenal. If not, it's not a deal breaker for me. I've done it without them before. I can do it without them again. It's the people, it's the riders, and it is the community that makes something like this so special. Paradise Harley Davidson in Oregon. All right, man, reach out to them, have them contact me. I'm going to hit one dealer at least in every single state. So if I have one state that has more dealerships reach out to me that are really interested in working hard at this, then I will add more dealers in that state. If I got states where they're just not really wanting to help raise this money, then that's fine too. Am I planning on going to Daytona Bike Week? I will not be going to Daytona Bike Week this year, unfortunately. Love the riding views. Enjoy all things you do supporting veterans through the campground. Sorry, trying to read you there, buddy. Corey, through the campground, and how you get it done is inspiring to watch. Thank you, Corey. And you just got to put your mind to it, or at least that's what I do. I put my mind to it, and I just work hard. I don't give up. I look at the scenarios, and I just try to make a difference. At the end of the day, I just want to feel good. I want to feel accomplished. I want to feel like I made a difference in somebody's life. And I feel like I've done that thus far, giving away whatever it was, $90-some thousand in free veterans camping at my campground last year is phenomenal. And raised another, I don't even know the number off the top of my head, as sad as that is, but let's just say another $50,000 in cash for veterans last year. 150 grand a year in charity is good for me. That makes me happy, but I really want to knock it out of the park this year. I think there's a 120 anniversary. I think that if I'm willing to give up 4 months of my life, and I can put $1 million into a charity that can help hundreds of veterans, how do I not do it? How do I not get out there and do it? Yeah, it's risky, and yeah, I make some sacrifices with my family and my businesses, but man, I feel like I feel like I should do it. I don't know that I will. All right, I'll start reading again. You're going to Burt's, right? I don't know if I'm going to Burt's. They can, it's just going to be whatever dealers want to work with me. So, contact your friends at Burt's and have them write into me. Tell them this is going down or potentially going down. Okay, let's see here. What does Teo assembling society through a Harley? You have no idea how much this does mean to a sick kid. Amen. I believe that. Robin says he's got a net worth of $17 million. Hell yeah, man. Good job. Best adult dating site. No, thank you. Superstition Harley Davidson in Apache Junction. Hell yeah. Like I said, I'm down for any dealership. Any dealership in the country, I'm down for it. If they contact me and they want to work with us, I'm in. Birds are gonna be all in. I would think so, man, but you just never know. Thank you, Mike, for the congratulations on my marriage. I'm happily married, and it's going really good. I would just send them this video or one of my other videos that I've sent out. I don't have any real media deck or anything. If they reach out to me, I'll get back to them with the deck once it's official that I'm doing it. Smoky Mountain has already contacted me, and they have said they are ready to put in work. Yes, Marilyn, you are on top of my list right now. You are the first dealer to reach out to me, so you're doing a killer job. Thank you for that. So the Warhorse is the motor's being overhauled right now, and whether it'll be done in time, I'm not sure. If I was going to do a new Harley, what would I do? Well, I haven't seen the new models that have come out this year. I don't know if I would do a brand new one or a year or two old model. I would probably do another Road Glide. I might do a Road King. I don't know. Road Glide, maybe even something. I don't know. I'd go test ride them all and play with them. It's been a while since I've been on a brand new Harley, so I really don't know. They came out with that new kind of lighter model. What is it? It's the new Softail touring model with the fairing. I'm not sure what I would do. Mike Nelson, where am I from? I am from Green Bay, Wisconsin. That's where I was born, although I haven't lived there in a really long time. Oh, hope I do another book. You read Inside My Helmet and purchase a couple copies for friend. Was that Chris? What was your name there? Chris. Chris, thank you so much. Yeah, I've been considering writing another book. It was always part of the plan. And then, movies, talks came up and all these other things came up. And I'm not really a good writer. I know that book turned out really well, but I had a lot of help on it. So it's a big project for me, but it is something I will certainly do. Maybe after this tour, I can sit down. Maybe this next winter, I'll sit down and write another book. The Bears, Gio. Gio, I don't know. I don't watch hockey, so I don't know about these Packers or these Bears you speak of. It's a joke. Hey, what's up, Tallahassee, Florida? How you doing? The Lonesome Pine Farm, the old cowboy. I'm married. What model number did I marry? Joking. Figured you'd never marry nothing but a Harley. But Ashley got you. Congrats, brother. Oh, Draskos. Chris, what's up? Yeah, man. She did, man. She's a good woman. She takes care of me, even on this trip. I'm sure if I do this trip, there won't be any. She'll tell me she's concerned about my safety, and she'll tell me she's worried about me. But she will never. I would never expect her to be like, you're not doing it, or you shouldn't do it, or be mad at me for doing it. She knows where my heart lies, and she knows who I am, and she supports me in this type of stuff. So yeah, she'll have some concern and some worry, but she would just try to help me any way she could. She'd never try to hold me back. Montgomery, Alabama. What's up? In the house. Keep it twisted. Greetings from Kentucky. Hey, I got family in Kentucky. Need warmer weather. Oh, I missed that one. Need warmer weather for the northern states. Love you from Minnesota. Jerry, what's up? I know that's right. So if I leave, I will either, so it's like a 4 month trip. So the Harley Davidson reunion is in July. So I would either leave in July and then finish in September, or I would leave in like March, April and finish in July. Or I could finish in Sturgis too. I could leave in like May and finish in Sturgis in August. So there's a couple different ways I could do that, but it's going to be mainly through the summer. My son had a Harley and his wife made him sell it. Dang, man. I wouldn't have got married. Come to Chattanooga. I listen, I will. All you got to do is contact your dealer, tell them to reach out to me, tell them what's going down, and I will add them to the list. I just need to make sure I'm working with dealers who want to help make this thing epic. I want this to be the largest single fundraiser I've ever done. I think when people are asking dealership, tell them he the man and has set the record for the most Harley Davidson riders. Yeah, man, absolutely. I did do that for sure. With all of you, of course. Don't want to ride through the wedding? You see my video back in the day. Yeah, I learned something in that video, man. I'm not doing no more snow riding if I don't have to. I mean, if I have to, I have to. But if I don't have to, I ain't doing it. Build a bike for a road trip and then sell it for raffle tickets. That's not a bad idea. I might do something like that. Build something for the trip and then sell it for raffle tickets when I'm done. That's a really good idea. I hadn't thought of that. Hope you see a spring fling. I will be at the spring fling 100%. Cat House Lounge, baby. Napa, California. How you doing? I used to live in California for a while. Jose, I love you and your wife, Adam, your friend from El Salvador. Hope you remember me. Heck yeah, man. How you doing, brother? Thanks for tuning in, man. Have I ever been in a bar with strobe lights and then ride? Yes. I'll see you at the Cat House. Absolutely. All right, y'all. If y'all can give me some thumbs ups on this video, help it share, and maybe just share it around. Let people know what we're doing. We're talking about hitting 120 Harley Davidson dealerships for the Harley Davidson 120th anniversary. Doing it all for charity. I've got a goal of $500,000 to raise for a charity, a veterans related charity, and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna tune out, guys, and get some rest. I'm hoping to get better. Like I said, I'm on some Dayquil and stuff right now, so I'm just not real sharp and my energy's not real high, but I just wanted to come in and touch base with y'all and let you know, is the ASR seat coming back? The last I checked, they had taken in a last order of 200 and there was like 15 of them left. There may still be some. Go over to cero3d.com and check it out and see if they can do. I'm sure I'll feel better. I'll kick this stuff, but thank you, Bagger Trash. I appreciate that. And y'all will look forward to this. Y'all can go back and watch it from the beginning if you tuned in late, and you get some of the details. We talked scooter, we talked how people could join, we talked dealerships, we talked timing, kind of all the thoughts that I'm having right now, and we'll go from there. I'll talk to you later, you guys. Enjoy your evening.